Okay, hold on. Am I live? I'm probably live. Ah, no, not that. There we go. That's the panel I wanted. Am I not live? I don't know what's going on. Not the time. Hold on, let me check my thingamajig. Those two aren't working. This is concerning. Well, I mean, regardless if I'm live or not, I ought to be trying right now. Oh, I think I am live. That's exciting. Alright, let's post about this, I guess. Okay, chat is disabled. What the heck? Why is chat disabled? What's going on here? No, no, not made for kids. Not made for kids. I'm like, what the heck? No, it's not. Save. Please and thank you. This is so incredibly odd. Tumblr.com. Here we go. Eyes, blood. There we go. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Yeah, let's go open that up. I wonder how well you can hear me with my hashtag fancy new mic. There we go. Ah. Okay. Okay. Picked a terrible stream to use my fancy new mic for the first time for, because I am very so much Jeez, I'm very so much gonna be quiet this stream, I think. Maybe like just a bit more quiet than usual. Not that I'm particularly loud most of the time. Don't think I am. I used to think that I was very energetic or chaotic, but then like multiple people I know informed me that I'm in fact one of the most chill people they know, which was interesting to find out. And I was, of course, chill about this, which became the expected of me, I suppose. Maybe I should post this on Discord. Yeah. Jeez. I'm currently drawing a commission for a, to this point, secret commissioner. How exciting. They're the same commission. I'm actually not sure if their pronouns are they, them. I didn't double check. Anyways, this is their second time commissioning me, which is really exciting. I was worried if I did an alright job the last time around, but it seems like I did, because, well, as you can see here, they've commissioned me again, and I'm very excited about it, very happy about it. Did not expect myself to be drawing big, mostly women from my chibi commissions, but it is pretty fun and interesting. It's like, as you can see by my abundance of references, it's not something that I'm particularly used to, but it is interesting and enjoyable, you know? Who am I talking to? Is anyone here? No. Exactly 0 people. Just the way I like it. Oh dear, it appears that someone else is awake. I might have to cut the stream short, which I do not want to do. My, oh my. So, skin? That really can't be all the skin. Let's get this for good measure. No, not that, not that. And then we can. Is the thing golden? It is golden. Alright. We can move on to this white. I think for this one it's fine if we turn off the background isn't actually going to be purple. I am simply doing this for high contrast while I color. I don't really know how to split up my the steps that I do in like these kinds of fully rendered drawings, because there's such a I currently have it set up as sketch, flat colors, and then rendering. But there's such a large leap from flat colors to rendering that I just don't know how to like split up the steps between them in a way that's actually reasonable, because the ones that I just mentioned, they're the only like really big ones. Everything else is more like micro steps, like coloring the line art, for example. It's steps that I don't think a commissioner would benefit from like seeing, because like when I send them a thing, it's like, hey, is this okay? Do you want any changes, right? But then I don't think that most people are that nitpicky or care enough about something like the color of the line art, especially when it then gets like changed and covered up by shading and such. And then again, I don't think most people care about how much noise filter is on the character, nor do they care about like how I do the blushing on a character's skin. But then by the time I ignore all these like teeny tiny little steps, we've gotten all the way to fully rendered, you know? Which is where I stop and ask for feedback. And so far, with the two commissions from the, or I guess the one commission, cause I'm not like, I've only gotten one official commission completed, that I haven't had any problems by the time they get to rendered stage. So there's like not much worry about needing to edit things heavily at that point, you know? Concurrent viewers 1. Hello, whoever it is. May I ask who it is? Am I too quiet? I gotta wonder. Hello, person who is watching. Who are you? Am I audible? Well, no, hate Amazon. That's a lie. I am unfortunately vexed by its convenience, and to liking it a moderate amount. You should send a message in chat, whoever you are. Anyways, what was I talking about to myself? Do not recall. At any rate, currently I'm coloring the line art and I'm making the gloves golden even though they're red. Sorry, no, even though they're blue. Because I need a different shade of blue. And it's very hard to tell the shades of blue apart. So I'm going in with gold first to make my life easier, I suppose. I don't know if it's easier per se. Oh, they left. Well, I suppose I can keep talking to myself then. Oh, hello. Hello. Hi, Elbow. How are you? I was simply, I think, I'm not sure if it was you or someone else that joined and left, but Hmm? Yes, you are indeed existing. This might be the streamer delay once again. Being miserable. I was talking about how I'm coloring the are not golden. Yeah, it's definitely the streamer delay. I think, because I'm assuming hello, I am tired is a response to me asking how are you, and then the response came like a good 2 minutes after I asked that. I need to figure out a oh YouTube is apparently not responding. Oh, it now says 2 concurrent viewers. I wonder who that could be. Hello, hello, whoever you are. Yeah, this delay is really bad. One of these days I'm gonna figure out how to make the delay a lot less bad. I think that perhaps it is less noticeable with big streamers because they have many messages flooding in all at once. Anyways, Albo, how how come you're tired? What's going on? And also, hi, second concurrent viewer, if you are a real person. Nice to meet you. You should drop a message in chat. I promise I'm friendly. I wonder if it's an intentional delay on YouTube's part. It might just be a product of my garbage Wi-Fi as well. We must consider that. This strap is actually golden. It is not blue. You know, for the presumably jet lag on January 2nd, I technically had a 40+ hour long day. Wow, that's crazy. That is indeed crazy. I had a very long day yesterday myself because I did not sleep. Oh, we're back down to one concurrent viewer. How saddening. Yeah, that doesn't work. Yesterday well, technically it started day before yesterday, that I woke up at around 6 p.m. and I had to finish the final part of a thing. You know what thing it is, but I'm not saying it in public. I had to finish that final part, and so I decided to lock in, and it was miserable, terrible experience, but I did it. And then I just didn't sleep. Yesterday, I went to go do the physical side of the thing, or go submit, I suppose, the physical aspect of the thing, which was rather nerve-wracking because there were a few aspects that I didn't know how they would go about. And then I tried to get an Uber back home, but I'm not sure if it was the time of day or because it was exceptionally sunny, but I just was not getting any drivers. They were all busy. I waited for 10 minutes. And then I decided, screw it, I'll just walk home. And I did. It was an interesting. Well, I mean, I'm not sure if interesting is the right word. It was fairly standard. I just don't usually go on long walks in the city. So I had a good time on the 40-minute walk back home. I wanted to stop and take some pictures of this river that I saw, but I thought that it was already getting late, so I didn't. Crazy, I mean, going back home on foot in long walks is unique experience. It is, it is. It is indeed a unique experience. I honestly only I live in a, well, not dangerous isn't the right word. It isn't dangerous, but the road safety laws here are practically non-existent. And obviously, I have terrible anxiety, so I don't usually like walking around the city. Let me grab some water. Where was I? Um, right, yes, and obviously I have terrible anxiety, so I don't usually like going on walks in the city. But the path home from the place that I was going to is pretty straight line. So I was pretty comfortable. I should ask, how are you? Oh, thank you for asking. I think I'm doing okay. I feel very free right now. Obviously, I still have some responsibilities. There's the big deadline thing that you obviously know about that you're helping me with. There's this commission, which I'm working on right now. And there's like some other stuff that I've got to work on. But overall, I feel YouTube is not responding. Well, I will keep talking. You'll probably hear it eventually, I'd hope. Um, yeah, I have some work to do and such. But overall, I feel a lot more free, relieved now that my other work is complete. It is interesting how beauty standards shift across like a lifetime, because I remember when I was younger that um I used to love the appearance of blonde hair and blue eyes. But then like as I grew older, I really loved more dark skin and like reddish hair sort of. And like, to be honest, um I'm still kind of preferable towards like bright eyes. I really like kind of glowing, unnatural eyes. They make me very happy. That and blind eyes, the the milky white ones. They're very appealing to me. But in general, character design is fun as a whole. There's no specific things that are always better than the other. What are some what are some little character design quirks that you tend to enjoy? Hmm? Elbow? I'm just going to keep talking about other random things while I wait for you to answer, because I know that YouTube is going to make it take 500 years. Um, I originally did a pose with like her standing on a high hands. That's pretty cool. I really like high hands too. I have a little scar on my left hand, right in the center, and it looks quite a bit like an eye. Like, hold on. Let me just. I have a scar on my hand. Goodness, can we? There we go. Which, like, that's not my left hand. It's like weird minor bits of body horror in general is fun. This I agree with. I have a scar that's like literally right here from when I got scratched by a cat when I was younger. And I always really like just going in with a marker sometimes and like drawing either an eye or like a little face on it. It's very fun, especially because I'm not sure if it's stitches or if it's minor, if it's like healing marks because I got the scar when I was very, very small. But there's like these little line things, and so it can make for either like very fun, interesting natural eye thing, or it can make for like fun teeth. I enjoy doing that. It's very fun. It's very silly. A friend of mine told me that when I draw my scar sometimes, it looks like Sukuna from Jujutsu Kaisen, which is fun. Yes, you are a Jujutsu Kaisen fan. I do know that. I know things about you. You're my friend. Yay! Friendship. There is a friend of mine who, whenever I have a habit of anonymizing my friends when I talk about them in public spaces like this. As it does. Thank you. Um, yeah, I do like drawing my hand like Sukuna sometimes. It's very fun. I have a habit of anonymizing my friends when I talk about them on public things, which is like one part of internet safety for me. However, this one specific friend, it uses its pronouns, right? And obviously I want to like respect that, and I want to like be more active about using its pronouns correctly. So I try to not use other pronouns. However, this obviously contradicts with my incessant need to be safe online and to not give details about my friends. So, like, I'm trying to avoid using they them pronouns for my friend, but then because if I only it's the one friend that I use its pronouns for, and so it's very hard for it to stay anonymous when I talk about it, and it feels very conflicting and saddening. There should be a way that people cannot tell who I'm talking about ever. even if I talk about them very directly. There should be a way to not make people know who I'm talking about ever. I should be able to be completely anonymous online. Which is funny because I actually almost never use anonymous chats and such. I think I can like count the number of times. I mean, I feel like surely there has to be more people with its pronouns. Is it that significant? Yeah, no, there's definitely people out there with its pronouns. It's just that like when I tell stories about my friends, that friend is the only one who uses its pronouns, and it becomes very easy to like identify them, and I don't want people to identify my friends. That's creepy. Or at least like I want to give them option of being anonymous when I just tell stories about my friends, not like when I'm talking about them specifically, you know? If that makes sense. There are people out there who use it, but not my friends. Right, right. Is that done? That might be done. I think we go a little bit darker on the eyes. Yippee! Let's get some water. Whenever I watch streamers, they always have like these little water break things, and I never understand how they can talk for such an extended period of time and not need water. I start hacking and coughing after like 10 minutes. Anyways, I believe that is line art coloring done. How exciting. No, 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 that's not good. Something here. There we go. Hmm. I think that's all right. Mm, I think that is pretty all right. Oh, whoops, I forgot about this last bit. Those are, yeah, they're all white. I was talking to myself and I think one anonymous person who left earlier about how I split my commissions up into, because on VGen you have like the little three, you have like checkpoints where you check in with your commissioner, and I set it to be sketch, flat colors, and rendering, but how I feel like that's a bit inadequate because there's such a big leap between flat colors, like hold on, no, not that, let's get rid of that. Here, this is what flat colors are, right? This is what flat colors are, and then this is what rendered is, and obviously that's like that's like an insane jump, right? And so it feels like a not very good stepping stone. Also, hi, second concurrent viewer. Nice to meet you. You can drop a message in chat. I promise I'm friendly. Right, it feels like a bad jump, but I don't know where else to stop because everything from flat colors to the final rendered is like all these teeny tiny little steps, like coloring the line art and now putting a noise filter on the on the on the on the skin. Wait, hold on. There we go. Much better. I'm putting a noise filter on the skin and like blushing the skin. It's just a whole bunch of like very tiny adjustments and things. And so I don't know where to stop before the oh, whoops. Before the final thing. Is there a noise? I think we're good. With my one previous commission and my other numerous test runs, I've so far not had any problems, but we will see whether that changes or not later. Yeah. I think we can get rid of thing here. How were the flights? I know you watched Sinners on one of them, and Sinners is very fantastic and good, and we should really watch it together. But how were the flights apart from that? Also, the other concurrent viewer left. How saddening. I'm not entirely certain why they join. It is just to leave, mere minutes after. Comfortable. The food was pretty damn good, surprisingly. Oh, exciting. Were you in first class? Or business class, I suppose? You know, they say that first class and business class are the same these days, but I don't think that's true. I'm pretty sure a lot of flights still have a separate first class. Regardless, were you above economy? Line between the two is pretty and blurry, honestly. Yes, this is true. I think a lot of airlines have only business and they like merge, or they have one higher, more premium. First class is probably for sure nicer. My second flight was nicer than the first, but like I don't know. I see. I I think that most airlines have like one premium tier sort of section, and then like they usually just kind of merge that as first class and business class. But there are separate things. The like first class is a lot more luxury than business class, which is just premium, if that makes sense. I think that's pretty good, isn't it? See, it's little things that I keep doing. I keep adding small layers and details and changes. And so I just don't know where to call it a checkpoint. And therefore, you end up going from completely basic flat colors to this. I don't think that's a good progression. I need to figure out a checkpoint to install somewhere along the way. I feel like it depends on the airline. The one I went on was already very luxurious for business class. And like maybe I'm unimaginative, but what else can you do? A full massage? Well, I know some airlines that have like proper rooms. There, this is like I haven't been on one obviously, and there's like obviously super expensive ones, but I know some airlines where first class can be like full rooms, like a train cabin, or not a train cabin, sorry, but you know what I'm referring to when I say those little rooms on trains, right? It also, I think, encompasses pre-flight as well. That like you get yes, okay. You do what I'm talking about. I think one nice thing is that I'm like getting better at um understand. I don't want to look up pictures of boobs, but also I don't know where the shading goes here, where the blush goes here. Um, it's fine. The commissioner probably won't care if like the blush is a little off. There are lounges. Yes, that is what I was referring to. That the pre-flight experience as well is part of the first class. When I was, oh shoot, I can't talk about. I don't know why I decided to do streaming as like a fun little mini hobby when I have like such an incessant need for internet privacy and safety. It's like truly the worst combination. Because, like, at least with recorded videos, you do editing and, like, you can take out certain things and make sure that everything's safe. But streaming is like all right happening like right there, right now. And you have to like be so careful with what you say and shit. And it's like, I don't know why I decided that this was what I wanted to do for fun. Well, I mean, I do know why I decided it. It's because making videos is really hard and very time consuming. But I do enjoy being talking to the public and having a channel. Mm, how can I tell the story? I mean, I could always just archive the stream or make it not public. But I don't want to do that. So, how can I tell the story in a way that is safe for strangers to hear? Um, so, I moved countries, right? And I had to bring my darling, beloved, adorable, wonderful cat with me. And that was a whole process that took a while. So when me and the person I was traveling with um were going on the on the we're going on the trip to like bring my darling, adorable, wonderful, incredible, amazing child cat here where I am right now. We took business class because we knew that like the rest of the bringing her over here process would be so incredibly frustrating and difficult. Frustrating and difficult. And so we wanted to like have some comfort while this was happening. And gosh, business class lounges are something else. There was a whole buffet there and just like wonderful little lounge, and they had cornflakes, dude. Cornflakes. and different kinds of cheeses. I love cheese, dude. I had like 4 different kinds of cheeses. Me and the person I was traveling with, we did like a whole little cheese testing thing. It was incredible, really. It's crazy, man. Flights can get so luxurious. My dream would be to manage to do that. To manage to elaborate on what you mean by that. Elaborate, please. I figured out recently that it's nice to have like 2 to 3 layers of shading. One that's like kind of this sort of, I'm gonna blend this out, but one that's like this sort of wide, blended, soft thing that comes around from corners and such. And one that's like more harsh, lighting based. I'm still waiting on your elaboration for what you mean by my dream would be to manage to do that. I'm very confused what you mean by that. Mm, are you still there? I cannot tell if you are still there. Aha. Indeed, although I probably have to go in a bit. That's fine. I don't mind. I probably also have to go in a bit. Now, elaborate. I want to know what it is that you mean. I think I'll probably end the stream when you go, maybe. Because it's not like anybody else is here. Elaborate on which point. Did did YouTube not convey what I said it like 5 times? Huh. YouTube was weird. I was asking what you meant by my dream would be to manage to do that. I want to know what that means. Did did YouTube cut me out? Oh yeah. It would be like I take business class flights rarely, every once in a while, which is a very lucky position to be in. It would be nice to have the ability to do that consistently. I yeah, I agree with that. I see where you're coming from. I think honestly, I'm just despite how much I travel for reasons that you obviously know, I think that I'm honestly just not a big flight fan. I don't like airports. I don't like traveling all that much. I enjoy road trips to some extent, but even those, I'd prefer to just go on day trips and such with my loved ones. I do see where you're coming from, though. That you want to try business class flights more frequently. They are very exciting, intriguing. Man, let me stretch. Yeah, I think that's decent. Jeez. Boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. And one of these days these boots are gonna trample over you. It's a good song. I have this ask in my Tumblr ask box from a friend. It's like for about music, and I managed to answer. I managed to like come up with an answer for everything so far, except for a song that should be played loud, because I don't know why, but I just can't think of one right. I don't know. The other questions were like a song that you can't not dance to, and like a cover that you really like. And I answered those like fairly easily. But it's the freaking loud one that I don't know. Like I could answer something just generic that I like agree that is a good loud song. But it's not like it needs to be played loud in my head. I'm fine with just like it existing kinda. I don't have many songs that I like need to be loud. Which I didn't realize until now, because I do really like playing my music loud. There's only one that really comes to mind, which is not one I'm sure I want to reveal that I like on a Tumblr ask. Which is a little silly, because the only people who follow me are people who don't really care that I'm a weirdo. Or if they do follow me and they do care, then they don't interact with me enough for me to know that. Hmm. We're close to blending part number 1, I think. I have a love-hate relationship with drawing metal. I really like making things shiny and cool, but I also greatly despise making them look realistic. Okay, I'm going to have to hit my leave. That is understandable. Have a good rest of your day, a good week, whatever, however more you have. Soonish. Oh, okay, soonish. Make sure to say bye before you leave. Maybe a little bit more on the skin, I think. Metal is very cool, but I'm sure that it must be an absolute pain for shading. Yes, this is true. Oh, okay. Alright. I will catch you later. Love you, dude. Bye. Yeah. You're welcome for this drama. Goodbye. I missed somebody at some point. Because it says 9 views, and earlier there were 8. Which means somebody joined in for a bit of time, and I missed them. I think I'm gonna call it there for now. If you're watching the VOD, first of all, why? Why? What? Why? Second of all, thank you. And I hope you have a lovely day, week, month, whenever you're watching this. And bye.